YouTube, what's going on? Clocking in, guys, clocking in. Got good old ES on the boards right now. Currently in breakout rules across the market. Every product is broken out. As you guys know, I'm not a breakout trader. So we'll be most likely letting the market do what it's going to do today. But I am here to do my process, as you can see. On my left hand side, got my overall chart. White line right here is a previous day high at 67.04. As you can see, we're trading over 918 high. This line right here, I'm about to turn green. 67.20, so price is holding over that level. Most likely it's going to continue to break out. If you look at the 4-hour Foreman, to my right hand side, you see it's a low of 67.15, high at 67.36, 67.36.25. We will have a spread on this play, but like I said, we are in breakout rules, so I won't be participating at the signal level today, just based off the breakout rules. But we'll do my process completely just to make sure I'm doing everything correct. But yeah, that's about it, man. Nice chill. Looking like a nice chill Monday. I did take a loss on Friday. Made a little mistake. It was long on the NASDAQ. Had my stop under the 4-hour signal level, but didn't have it under the key level. So we got wicked out of the trade, and price continued. So it's another key lesson to follow all steps of the rules. When I get my signal for my 4-hour, it's the 4-hour signal plus the key level. Those combined, it's an equation that's going to equal A plus trade. If I don't have one or the other, then I'm in a bad situation. And that's what happened Friday. I was literally stopped out in like 2 seconds, so I didn't record a video or anything. So as you can see, the road to live funded, and a little bit of drawdown right now, pretty much 1,000 down after commissions and everything, but still on course to pass these accounts in 2 or 3 good trades. So it's all about the risk management, knowing losses are part of the game, part of the business, and just continuing, man. But yeah, that's about it, man. I'm posted up. I'm gonna go through, just double check all my products. Yeah, NQ is blasting off while the ES is pulling back. So we are getting a little bit of divergence, but overall, it's still over still over previous day high. Everything is over previous day high right now, Friday high. So they're all kind of telling the same story. Go ahead, change these red lines to green. It's key levels that I mapped out yesterday, and you can just see prices standing on top of these key daily zones, and that's pretty much telling me that most likely we won't have a pullback back into the previous day range, which is cool. Wow. Wow. Just got to YM. Huge pullback on YM. So this is what a divergence looks like. You're having a divergence right now.
Yeah, EQ to YM lagging. This divergence is continuing.
Okay.
With YM going down and EQ continuing.
Yeah. So these are gonna be like my toughest days when the imbalance is just clearly showing. As you can see, YM down 0.1 while the NQ is up almost 1%. That's gonna tell me, do not touch, bro. Do not touch, because you could take this YM spread 4-hour long, and people would just be getting out of bank stocks and stuff like that and going into the NASDAQ because of the divergence. NASDAQ going up, YM going down. People are probably repositioning into tech, getting out of the YM, so the buy wouldn't happen over here. This could continue to sell if we continue to have a divergence. So as you can see, that's what's going to make this trade invalid, but this is a very nice spread. Very nice spread. Lower level is not really correlated to much, but we got 46.416 down here last Wednesday low. That's probably going to retest. Yeah. It's nice. It's a nice pullback. Nice pullback. Market giving me reasons not to follow my rules, like always. Alright, man. Yeah, this is going to be a sit on your hands type of day, but we'll see if the NASDAQ happens to hit an area and it pulls back, but it have to pull back literally ridiculously. Like, yeah, that's impossible. That's not happening. Not impossible, but it had to pull back the 750, about 200 points after it just made this move. Yeah, that's rally not happening. And that's just to get to the top of yesterday's range. We really wanted to probably get to back to the Wednesday low area 24,628. That's like 300 points from now. Yeah, so all right, cool, man. But yeah, that's about it, man. Nice slow Monday. It's good. Get to come in, take our time, move a little slow. I'll go ahead and leave Top Step on the boards. I'm just about to sit back, relax, and just study price action, man. See what's going on for the day. Take advantage of being able to start this week kind of slow and patient. Yeah, man. So we'll sit back and relax. I think my boy me Kevin's about to go live pretty soon. Just be able to catch some news. I got Top Step on the TV right now. I just always love to go check on the firm. If you know me, I like to pull up to the Top Step TV, just make sure they got the lights on.
It makes sports stuff makes it so easy.
Huh? Yeah, the 4 steps.
Really. It's like 4-hour high low, key level. Last week, the weekly level right there.
Easy.
At that
Right?
remember that 517?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy. Right.
Then I look at the ES fully set up. Yeah. Key level right there. Lows on there.
Mm-hmm. Easy work. Really giving the signal.
Yeah.
Giving the signal, man. Bro, 67, 17. I mean, 67,
It was so
19.
easy to do that shit.
Yeah, that's just
It was so
easy.
easy to do that shit.
Bro, that's the main thing. That's why even on breakout days, that's the main thing that we practice. Just keep practicing our charting, practicing our consistency. Because even though we can't really put it in play today, you can still see, like,
Map it out.
you can always map it out and still see, like, yeah, that's working. You know what I'm saying?
Got the practice shot on watching the YM.
Yeah, watching
there.
Ryan. Breakout rule. Yeah, so this is perfect. If we didn't have a breakout on our hands, for real, YM's lagger, NQ's leader. So go over to our YM. You see we got a nice spread between the 4-hour low and the 4-hour high. We can take advantage of that. Maybe buy down here, take it way back up there. So what we'll do is just wait for a nice 15-minute signal to show buy pressure at one of these key areas. We do have looks like Thursday high right here.
Thursday high, but that week is
I'm gonna
you
have
got Tuesday low right there. You definitely got clear.
that's the level under the weekly level. No, what's the level under it is the weekly level. Level under that, so the spread 4-hour signal is the weekly level for 500.
Yeah, it's really the weekly level is slightly 4 hours, 46,517. The low is 46,476.
getting the SL4 key levels around it. Like I said, breakout rules in effect, so won't be taking this trade live or in the combine, but get to practice my process. Nevertheless. Jesse Livermore broke that shit down so good this morning in the book. He's saying it like, once you got the stats to know what your trades are, then that's how you eliminate like the breakout trader. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a pullback long trader in these markets. That's what I focus on more than anything. It's like I can short, do all that, but more than anything, my best setups, pullback longs. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You can just focus on what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then let that be the guide. What? Close under that under last Thursday low. Focus on getting your stop under that, so you have it under both of these levels here. Yeah, that's a nice setup. When it's like that, on top of it. You're not under it yet. Yeah, because even last week when we were looking at it, we were like, most of the times it's gonna have that spread 4-hour buy or SL 4-hour buy, and the key level will be under it. Yeah, but this is a situation where it's over it, so it's like good to see that context as well. Come through, Rick. That's my bit. All right, let's check out Top Step TV, see what my boy is talking about.
During the crash.
I believe that is true.
There you go.
I believe that is true. Yeah. Very scary.
So scary.
Just because the crash in '87 didn't really have a catalyst, right? You couldn't pinpoint it to anything, correct, Hogue? Or,
no, I mean,
spooky.
That's the wild one.
It was.
You didn't know. The ones you
irrational exuberance.
What was that Greenspan? Is that his word?
Yeah. It didn't cause the crash, but it was like one of those things. Like everybody was already in. There was nobody left to buy it. It had to turn. And boy, did it.
There is some worry. You know, you think about that weird thing that happened in August last year. There is some worry that under the hood, something like that. Now we have the breakers and stuff now, and the trades get rectified quicker, right? So you know what your position is. But there's so much leverage and like 0-date calls, and it's keeping the market very, very tight that you could have something like, you remember the flash crash, that if we really got going down, it could get funky quick.
Oh yeah.
But that's impossible to predict. There's no reason to worry about that too much unless you are really leveraged in short dated calls or puts.
And you don't even need. You might not even need the $25,000 in your account to avoid the pattern day trading rule soon. Did you hear about
Saw
that?
that. Times are changing.
Times are changing. Barriers to entry getting lower.
Good to see. I mean, there's a level the playing field. ES turning around here.
Will it?
Closing in.
Will it level the playing field?
What? What do you mean, Jack?
That to me is
more
to me is
entrance,
scary.
Jack. Just come on in, play.
It widens the playing field. That's
The widens. Thank you. Levels.
We have a lot of people in debt.
Same wider level. Hey, Jack, what's that gap? What's the gap down in the ES that you had your eye on?
Well, just to the close. Basically back to where we closed on Friday. So that would be down. Once again, you're making me do math on a Monday morning.
Oh no!
I'll say, yeah, it's probably like 23 points lower than here in the ES.
Sorry. Yep. No math. All right. Well, markets are kind of feeling their way out. We'll see if we get anything. Jack, if you want to go over some nuggets and tidbits, I want to know what was running around in your mind. What showed up on your radar over the weekend and on this Monday, Jack? So if you're good to go.
Yeah, let's do it. But the pattern continues, Andre.
No.
Forgot about that.
What pattern do you speak of?
NFL Sundays leading into Monday mornings. Everybody's up watching late night football. There's not as many like hot takes that I see from my usual take givers early Monday morning, but we'll turn it around for turnaround Tuesday. But some interesting things. One of our favorite things to look at are bank targets for the S&P 500.
Yes.
Went to the Wayback Machine. These are from the beginning of the year. S&P 500 was trading 58.82, and these are a whole bunch of banks and their targets. Cantor Fitzgerald, 6,000. Oppenheimer, 7,100, the highest. Right now, let's see who's the clubhouse leader. We got the SPX trading 66.70. 66. Oh, look at that. HSBC with the 6666 target.
Well done.
They are the leader right now, but that's a really ominous target to give. Anyway, I wanted to preserve this because I saw a whole bunch of other banks changing them, which I think should be illegal. You need to stand by your prediction and go with it. But we'll see who's right by the end of year. We were talking about options. This is some interesting stuff. I'll try and walk through it. The NASDAQ single stock volatility relative to the overall index volatility has reached the highest level in history.
That's a little spooky.
What this means, all right, is that the premium on this is kind of like the ultimate win of what's called like the dispersion trade, is that basically the index options for everything we trade, the ES, the NQ, are extremely low right now. Like they're very complacent. We've talked about various reasons why the VIX isn't real, but the single stocks in them are actually trading with quite juicy premiums. Okay. If we go to the next slide, I don't know if these are still slides. This may have something to do with it. Retail call volumes versus put volumes have reached new all-time highs. And what I think is happening is just people are kind of plowing into the names you'd expect they would, driving up the premium, while the index remains relatively muted because of all the zero date activity. But anyway, there's a lot of funky mechanics happening under the hood here.
I mean, we had what? Broadcom up 30% that one day.
Oracle is up 40%.
Yeah. And I mean, Intel is up or down 4% every day this week. It seems their past month. So it's interesting. That's interesting thought on these markets.
More calls. All right. So more bullish, leaning more bullish from what you're seeing.
I did BTFD.
Yay!
Where?
There we go.
I got in at 9:27. It was hanging around that 8 EMA on the 5-minute, and there was really a lack of selling at the lows. So I was like, this is the best place for me to enter. I'm going to take 2 off at the highs, just with micros because I'm already up on the day, and then just let one run up to the all-time highs and see what happens.
Jaron, how many did you get in with from 927?
Just 3 micros. Just playing it light today. I came in up about 800, so this is just extra one. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Saw no drawdown on this trade though. Love it.
That was Those are the good ones. Are you still long 3, Jaron? Ooh.
Oh wow. Okay.
Off 2 now, and just gonna let one run. Might move stops just under this low right here to take all risk off.
Well done. Nice. And she came in up $800, up more than that right now. Did just pop some new highs in the NASDAQ, 24,975. Jaron, nice entry, getting long 3 micro from 24,927. Shaved off 2 for profit. Now it's got 1. There's your runner. Where do you move your stop? You're gonna into money or just a point of entry?
Just right at the lower wicks of 919. So very close to break even, not quite break even yet. The more we go up, if we continue to break through like these levels of consolidation, I'll move it up in profit and start getting to a point. If it's really trending, just move it up under every 5-minute candle as new structures formed.
So set up, nice entry there. 71% long on the tilt in the NASDAQ. Again, 24,962 last trade. 13 points off those highs we just printed. ES can't find the juice one way or another. Trading 67.28. Oh, what do you got for weekly kick? What's weekly kickoff high for NASDAQ again? Again, those top up daily levels pinned to the top of the chat. What's your weekly kickoff high in the NASDAQ?
24,940.
Oh, 940. All right, so we're higher than that right now.
Yeah, and all-time high in the S&P. 67.57.
67.57 all-time high. You got about 30 points to go to get there in the ES.
And keep in mind, we're just 25 points away in the spot market, the SPX. So we're trading 66.75 right now. 6,700 in that market would be the all-time high.
The president is to sign some executive orders scheduled for in about 3 minutes, 15 after the hour. I'm not necessarily sure what that entails, but, always keep an eye out here on Top Step TV. Keep you locked in throughout. Jaron, nice entry. Still got that 1 micro on.
Yeah.
I'm going to join you here at 54.
Let's
5?
go.
Yep, 5 micros at 54 quarter.
There's your pullback. There's your dip. What's your upside here what's your target to the upside, Dakota?
This is a base hit for me, Andre. I'm looking for these mid 60s, maybe push. It's very similar to you, Jaron, where I'll have the ability to hold 1 or 2 contracts as a runner.
Gold closing in on those highs. About $1 to go. Those would be all-time highs. Let's trade gold 38.58, 38.60, or those all-time highs, overnight highs as well. Jaron, Dakota, buying the dip in the NASDAQ. The Dow basing a little bit, chopping about 50 points off the lows there, trading 46,513. ES right back to 67.25. Jags now 67.24s.
I just bailed there. I'm gonna wait. There might be a better opportunity a little bit lower here.
Yeah, back to 670 in the S&P 500. Struggling to break through there.
Yeah, we are both upside and now. What's the downside target? What's the target on in this crude trade? How's it count short 5 from 64.32? Let's trade 63.64. What are we looking here for the target?
We've got weekly kickoff low at 63.40.
Okay.
So me, I would go probably 10, 15 ticks short of that for a profit for a target. I'd go 63.50, 63.55. We're almost there. We can always leave a runner on. It's a great trade.
Yes, it is. So we're looking, so perhaps get out of the 4 of the 5 and leave the 1 on. Not bad.
Yep.
Good way to lock in profits. Jaron, you still got this on?
Yeah, I still have one on. I'm going to go ahead and go break even just for the simple fact that if it comes to 927, it will most likely go to 918. So just de-risk completely. Free trade. Got my 2 micros. Love those.
And I'm back in. I'm back in from 52. So a little bit better pricing.
5.
Yep. I added another one. So 6. 6 now.
From long 6 MNQ from 24,952. 952. Jaron, $800 you had. You were up $800 in the live funded account. When did you take the trade? What was it? Was it on the reopen yesterday, or was it some point before the New York session?
It was right at around 9:20 last night. I took gold shorts. Gold was pretty similar. It was pumping up from open all the way up until 8:30ish, and then I saw some exhausted buyers. And then when gold starts trending, the move it happens really quick. So I knew I wanted to be a part of it. It initially pulled back, had a little retrace, and then I got in on shorts. And it was kind of the same situation here. It hit my TP in 2 or 3 minutes. So you really like those trades, the ones that just it happens really quick.
Yeah.
Sleep well, man. You sleep well at night after those. Yep.
Those are nice. Usually the fast
You don't
ones are
always
towards
do
like
it.
stop loss.
Well, if you're going to be wrong, you want to be wrong.
I know. Yeah, like that night last week. What was it? We were short gold, and that lasted like 5 seconds.
All right, guys, I'm still here. Breakout rule still in effect. Watching this YM situation for a good practice trade, just to practice my strategy. But overall, that's about it, guys. Gonna pull up to my boy Meet Kevin, see if we can catch some news going on. Yep. Besides that, nice slow Monday, man. Nice slow Monday. Follow the rules, and that's about it, man. It's been the theme of September. Not a lot of A+ opportunities on my end, but it's almost over. So
your number one tip for business success?
Switch.
all right, here guys, watch me, Kevin. About to roll me up a stinger and relax.
Upstart open with. All right. So I should be able to tell you very quickly. I want disaggregated revenues. Okay? Here you go. All right. Platform and referral fees. This is where they make their money. Right here. Referring business. Actual, like, servicing of loans. Fraction of their income. Enters into contracts with lending partners to provide access to cloud-based AI lending marketplace. Total bullshit, but whatever. They've always been a referral platform. And they're literally a platform for submitting applications, verifying information, risk underwriting. Yeah, that's the reasonable part. Upstart powered loans are either retained by lending partners, purchased by the company for immediate resale, so they flip them, or purchased and held. Okay, fine. So they're not doing the loans. They might buy and flip the loans. So they're either they refer loans or flip loans or hold loans for investment. Most of their income is referral for the platform. Okay. Then you have. Oh, it was a video on Truth Social on the cannabis thing. Oh, okay. We'll have to look about it. Servicings, borrower fees, collection agency fees. Interesting, that's fine. Do they actually make money? Let's see. So, no. Wait. Yes, barely. $5 million. They finally went positive. I mean, hey, they make money, dude. I gotta give them credit. Like, their platform's grown. So, credit where credit is due here. 240 divided by 130, 84% growth on revenue. That's pretty impressive. Sales has doubled. Engineering product, yeah, I mean, they're spending like crazy on the biz. Well, gotta give them credit, They built out the platform and people use it. So, good for them. But I don't think they actually do many loans themselves. Let me look at their balance sheet quickly, and then we're going to get into Catalyst here. So, lending themselves, I mean, we're not going to see that here, but I just want to look at their balance sheet. Payables, borrowings, they got about 1.5-ish in debt, 1.5 billion in debt. I've got cash, restricted. Play property, no, that's fine. Okay. I mean, so they're going to borrow to relend just like any other lender. But they're more of the platform rather than lending. So financing, they're not borrowing that much, honestly. And then, do I have an origination? Let me see here. Like, if they give us any kind of indicator. Sorry, somebody donated $5 for me to look at Upstart. This is not personal financial advice. Loans held for sale. Purchases and origination. They don't break out how much they originate. Of course, because they basically don't originate. I think they do very little. I mean, the Error 404 on their licenses gives it up. Our conversion rate. Oh, wow, look at this. Transaction volume divided by the number of inquiries. So, of the people who apply, it seems like, they're at 23.9% conversion, which is actually growing. Good for them. Automation, yeah, but this is just referring, automated referral basically to the other companies. Not bad. All right, let's go do some, what does the shutdown do to bonds? Do you think the trend run? Well, I mean, if the shutdown occurs, typically people think the government is going to have a greater debt burden and bonds will do poorly because they'll sell off. But I actually don't think the shutdown matters because usually the shutdown is a buy the dip opportunity on everything. What matters more is jobs this week, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So we'll talk about that. So in doing so, you'll get an even more thorough answer. But it's a very good question. All right, so let's see here. Since I broke that, I broke a lot of stuff today by doing a software update I shouldn't have done. Whatever. It's fine. Fine, my friends. All right. So, let's see what we got. Alrighty. Let's chat Catalyst. All right. Well, this is going to be one hell of a crazy week of catalysts. There are two types of catalysts we've got to pay attention to this week. Number one, we already know it, jobs. Number two, Donnie T. Markets right now enthusiastic because Donald Trump is going to meet with Democrats. The meeting is supposed to hold or take place at noon California time, which means the market will really be closed before we actually get updates from Trump. However, this creates a short-term risk factor because if Donald Trump sandbags this meeting, we'll hear about it after the market is closed. I expect markets to temporarily sell off because the likelihood of a government shutdown occurring will skyrocket if this meeting goes poorly. Now, there are two ways for Trump to go here. One way Donald Trump can go is Donald Trump could say, hey, we're gonna, we had a great negotiation. We've got, a framework of a deal. We're just waiting on signatures. Markets will probably rocket on that. People will love that. The other way it'll go, which I actually think is more likely, is Donald Trump will come out and say something like, well, I tried to meet him, but the Democrats, all they want to do is spend, spend, spend. It's like Russia, Russia, Russia. That's all they want to do. And so you'll get some kind of bashing of the Dems. And tomorrow is the last day of September. The government shutdown is set for midnight tomorrow night, which would be October 1st at midnight. So if we get bad news in the second half of the day today, that's going to get priced into markets tomorrow and will probably be down until the government shutdown is resolved. Now, usually, government shutdowns are a fantastic buy the dip opportunity. Notice that we have about a 63% chance of a shutdown priced in on Polymarket by October 1st. That rises to about 75% if you go look at the whole year. The bigger issue, though, what matters so much more is actually what the Treasury market is paying attention to this week. If you think about a government shutdown, you should be thinking, oh, well, our debt expense is going to go up. That's going to be bad for bonds, right? Yeah. But then why are bonds up today? Mind you, bond yields trade in inverse to their price. So when bond yields are down, bond values are up, right? Okay, you know that. So anyway, bond yields down today. Why are they down today? In my opinion, it has to do with the most critical second catalyst. Jobs. Okay? This is absolutely everything we're talking about. We talked about this in the Alpha Report this morning. We talked about it in the Alpha Report last week. We'll be strategizing and playing A/B scenarios with course members tomorrow, especially because that'll be the eve of ADP, and we'll do that again on Thursday on the eve of the BLS data. But here are the catalysts that you got to pay attention to. So, tomorrow, we are going to get JOLTS at 7 a.m., so the market will be open. We'll get JOLTS data. Usually, this is a nothing burger. This is the job opening labor turnover survey, usually a nothing burger. We're looking at 7.2 million jobs, which is roughly in line with the 7,181 we got previously. Nothing burger, not a big deal, not worried at all about JOLTS. Really, again, the biggest catalyst over the...
I love our military life, but you make these really deep connections with people, and then you have to leave every 3 years.
It becomes quite isolating and really hard to build a network.
Military families are taught to be strong, and sometimes we don't know how to say.
The Washington Post piece last week, it gives you the Donald Trump Vought playbook. The Donald Trump Vought playbook is, hey, we want to shrink the size of government. And this is where a lot of Americans look and go, yeah, I mean, that's what I voted for. I want smaller government. I don't want, more big government. I had my mastermind this weekend, and Ross Gerber was so generous to come visit and let us host it at his office. Shout out, Ross. Thank you. He had such a, there was one moment where he's like, remember what Donald Trump's POV is. Fire all the ARS agents. Donald Trump is sick of getting audited. And so are a lot of wealthier Americans. So you go start firing the IRS agents. That's part of the MO of the Trump admin. So, in my opinion, that increases the odds of a government shutdown, right? That moves then the catalyst to, can the job market save us? And there's a trend that we're on, obviously, that you know about. Not only the 6-month unemployed data or some of the longer term issues, but there's a trend in the actual data that we're going to be getting this week as well. So let's talk about that. Mind you, as this happens frequently, but this weekend I think I got 4 emails of people that are like, Kevin, I'm trying to sign up for the course, but I can't. It says the price is many thousands of dollars or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, the coupon expired. And so I was getting so many emails. I'm like, all right. So I just briefly extended it. This happens every single time, it feels like, when there's an expiration, but I need to change the price and I need to raise it. So we'll do that. But right now I did extend Daddy's back a little bit. But there was actually one person, they emailed, they're like, I can't sign up, the price isn't matched. And then they got an automatic reply, hey, you left something in your cart? And they replied back to that and they're like, dude, I know, I'm trying to get the coupon. And I'm like, bro, it expired. They're like, anyway. I felt bad, so I extended it for him. But anyway, okay, so here's the data, okay? So ADP, October 1st, this is Wednesday. This is technically first day of government shutdown. I think it's going to happen. First day of government shutdown, And we're looking at 50,000 for ADP. This is actually roughly in line with what we had last time. We had 54,000 last time. So 54,000 or 50,000, this is good. If we could get that on the private survey, hey, that's fantastic. I'm a big fan. That would be wonderful. No big issues here. I don't know that ADP is going to be our weakness this week. Something that you can do, and this is a spoiler, if you want to have an idea of how the job numbers are going to come out this week, you need to watch what Donald Trump truths. I think Donald Trump gets heads-up insight into the job numbers, and usually when the numbers are going to be bad, Donald Trump starts bitching about it before the numbers actually come out. I'll obviously be covering the numbers live and everything, but that that's my assumption. So then what we have, that's the private labor report. If that rolls over, it's a really big issue because it's our private survey. It comes from an actual payrolls company. And if that rolls over, it's going to be weird because, last month we popped back up and we're waiting for this job data to really confirm a soft landing. To me, this is a big moment because our jobs trends have been reset way low. And the trend has basically done this. Beep! We're only creating 29,000 BLS jobs on average over the last 3 months. That's horrible. Over the last 4 months, I think we're at like 35K. Horrible. As JPal says, we're below the break-even rate. It's a bad trend. The question is, did we just adjust down because of immigration? And now we're going to kind of go flat and kind of right up again. This week is a huge moment to tell us, is the fall stopping? It's not to guarantee soft landings in the bag, everything's fine. It's to give us faith that the crash of jobs is stopping. That's why this week is so critical. Now, the BLS jobs data, that we actually get on Friday, which before that we'll get the ISMs. We'll get ISM manufacturing prices paid new orders on Wednesday. Big deal. People take that for what it's worth. You've got initial jobless claims expecting to be relatively benign again, 225. This has been what jobless claims have been for a very, very long period of time. Wow. Hold on a sec. I just saw Robinhood absolutely crushing it here, up 7% today. Really incredible enthusiasm here. I mean, honestly, a lot of their sports betting stuff hasn't even been priced in. We actually did a bit of a fundamental analysis on Robinhood this morning. We have a tab in the course member stream. You can't see these tabs unless you're a course member, but we have a new stock tab, and we put our fundamental analysis on here, and this goes down, and I link my research and all this sort of stuff. But it automatically shows you like the price and Kevin's peg ratio, so like where Kevin thinks the peg is going versus like a public market peg. It's kind of a cool new feature we added for course members, and so like every day as we're doing fundamental analysis, we're adding to it. It's so cool. I love technology. I always just nerd out over it. Anyway, about the BLS data. So BLS, we are looking for a Friday payrolls report of 50,000. Now remember, the prior read was 22,000. Now we're looking at 50,000. Let's see how many surveys we have on that. We have 58 estimates. So this is a pretty big survey right now. We have 58 estimates. The lowest estimate is negative.
Alright guys, just tapping in. I just put on my practice trade of the day. Like I said, I'm not going to be taking this trade live because breakout rules are in effect, and it's one of my key rules not to trade on these days. But the YM did provide a spread 4-hour buy signal off 46,472 with price closing over 46,500, 46,517. So we went ahead and got into the position, stop under the 4-hour low, 1,500 TP at previous day high, pretty much a 3-to-1. Very good trade. Would take this trade any day in the live environment or combine if it wasn't breakout rules currently in effect. But since it is breakout rules in effect, that doesn't mean I can't practice my strategy. Just get that rep in for the day and get that good feeling of following my rules and also possibly putting on a good trade. in the practice environment. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this trade play out. It's a good setup, but it does have lower probability just with the fact that the NQ and ES are above previous day high already. Any slight pullback that they experience will pretty much shutter my trade to stop loss. So that's why I won't be taking this live, but that doesn't negate the fact that the spread 4-hour signal did provide on the YM, which is the laggard, with a 3-to-1 opportunity to trade it back to previous day high, which is great. So got that up. Yeah, man, we'll let this play out, see how it goes. It's pretty much gonna be more work for the day unless something drastically changes. But overall, I'm here. Probably be posted up till about 11:30, and then I'll go ahead and get out of here and get ready for tomorrow. But appreciate everybody tapping in. We'll let my boy Meet Kevin keep rapping, and we're here, guys.
Let's go pop that into here. So consensus is rebound and a beat above the 3-month average of 29K and beat above 4-month average of about 35K, right? So this is very, very clear. Like the up, this means it's probably already, to some extent, we already been priced. Suggest to some extent some of this enthusiasm is already priced in. What's really not priced in here is a miss to the downside. Broadly, market's enthused, except for this one guy over here. That one guy, one person. All right, well, I mean, they should buy some lottery tickets if they're right. But yeah, I mean, that's this week. This is a critical week, more so than last week. Last week was like, we got a little bit of Fed speak, and honestly, we had nothing around that Fed speak. This is huge. In addition, we'll get S&P numbers on the 3rd. We'll get ISM services on the 3rd. But this is jobs week, hands down. You will get challenger job cuts on Thursday. Challenger job cuts. Nobody pays attention to that. Like, nobody cares. So tomorrow, JOLTS, ADP Wednesday, Challenger Thursday, Jobs Friday. Mix into that some S&P, ISM numbers and PMI numbers, and yay, that's the week. But boy, looking at that chart, seeing the consensus of pricing, dang, I can actually throw up the caddies. I think, yeah, there we go. Look at this. JOLTS, what is that? JOLTS, job openings. Yep, that gives you the job openings number. ADP, 50K. Yep, ISM, whatever. Jobless claims, 223, whatever. 50 right here on non-farm payrolls. I mean, that's cute. Cute little catalyst window we can kind of throw up while we're doing vids. So yeah, I mean, this is a big deal this week. And I get it. There's a lot of enthusiasm, in part because look at what the consensus is. Now, one of the ones that's really winning today is NVIDIA, in addition to Robinhood. Robinhood is just absolutely dominating right now. Valuations obviously stretched, but people are so excited about the products. And I actually think, I don't want to get too much into what we talked about with the alpha this morning, but let's just put it this way. Some of the new stuff they have coming, it hasn't shown up in the earnings reports yet. Just saying. That's when we do our fundamental analysis. We go into the actual financial statements and we're like, oh, this is still coming. But anyway, NVIDIA really popped.
Getting a DSCR loan shouldn't feel like launching a startup. Paperwork flying, fees stacking, 5 different people telling you 5 different things.
And that's why we keep it simple. One team, one process from your first call to the closing table.
Get direct access to the decision makers, not someone pushing your file down a hallway of uncertainty.
In our fee structure, it's intentionally lean because investor loans don't need padding, they need speed.
DSCR loans designed for real estate investors. Clear terms, quick answers, all under one roof.
hamburgers. I want to have some food. But NVIDIA is kind of a call option on the boom continuing. Think about that phrase there for a moment. NVIDIA as a call option on American GDP. They're the most insane pricing power business you could ever think of, bringing over 50% to the bottom line. 72 cents of every dollar is gross profit, bro. Like, they don't even make the damn chips, dude. They're kind of just like if I could summarize NVIDIA to my child, okay? If I asked Jack, maybe next time I ask him, I go, Jack, what do you think NVIDIA does? He'd be like, oh, they make really good, graphic cards. And I'd be like, wrong. You have to match your subject to your verb. Who knows what that's from? No, what they're really like is kind of like this. Oh, you guys need graphic cards? All right, hold on. Hey, Taiwan. We need graphic cards. Ship them over. They get shipped over. We got your graphic cards. Here you go. And the other people are like, thanks. And NVIDIA's like, I'll take 50% to the bottom line. Thank you very much. Like, dude, that's insane pricing power. Now, obviously, I'm being a little facetious here because we have an incredible software infrastructure around these chips. CUDA. We have incredible, I think NVIDIA is an ADAS play, right? Like, I think they're the next Tesla FSD play. Tesla obviously has the robotaxi and Elon factor. But ADAS at NVIDIA is a huge play. That is really not priced in at all. And then, of course, again, I'm not trying to minimize what NVIDIA does, but they don't make the chips.
Pretty much there.
So, it's really...
Alright guys, as you can see, my practice trade just hit the break-even point. Despite being a breakout day, this was a great trade, catching the lagger. Beautiful, man. I love it. I love it, I love it. Alright, man, that's good practice for today. Like I said, breakout rules are in effect, so this is in a practice account. As you can see, this is not combine, this is not live. Overall, got to put on a good practice trade and follow my rules. That confidence of following my rules and of this winning trade is going to serve me well going into tomorrow for my mental and for my capital. That's what it's all about, guys. Overall, good Monday, man. Good Monday. Read the market like a book. My AMD calls are printing right now. I love it, man. About to sit back and relax, enjoy the rest of this day. Go ahead and sign out so I'm fully energized for you guys tomorrow when my situation does come. And man, overall, just thankful for the day, thankful for the rules, man. I appreciate everybody that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you take advantage of the free Discord that we have. Make sure you guys take advantage of all the content. Just watch the process, watch the patience. This is really what trading looks like, man. Your whole system, your whole current goal is a campaign, and each day you have to work towards it and make small leaps towards it, man. So that's what it's all about, man. But that's it, guys. Shout out my partner Boss in the background handling production, man. Let me go ahead and sign out of here, man. Get on with my Monday. We'll be back for you guys fresh tomorrow. More trading content, more trading ideas. Yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate you guys. It's your boy Corey, Twin Peaks Traders.